So, I want to talk about how, like, after I spend a few days alone, right? This is something I just noticed and something that I've gotten better at. But, like, I went from working on learning how to silence my mind for a few seconds, right? To then, like, meditating, doing all this spiritual stuff, working on myself, still growing, still expanding, still building myself, right? And it's like, I just spent some time alone. And as I was alone, I started to notice I stopped using my voice in my head as much. Like, because for a while when I'm alone, like, you just kind of talk to yourself in your head or, whatever. And I noticed that for a while, I'm just doing the motions of life, maybe on the phone, scrolling, whatever. But there's no words in my head, right? It's like empty in my mind. Um, until I get an idea and then maybe I want to write down a post or make a video or whatever, but then it goes back to silence. And then it made me think about the time that humans spent before they created human language, right? And it's like, there was a time on Earth, right, before humans created language. So they were still here, walking around. And it reminded me of how babies talk, right? And then it reminded me of how the light beings in DMT space talk, the light language. Um, and it's like, I feel like if I stopped speaking long enough, and like if someone didn't teach, like I would probably just speak in the elf language, but I would probably just signal thing like, nah, nah, like, because I started being able to do this originally because I'm a musician, right? And I make digital electronic music. So there will be times that there's melodies in my head. And that's when I started thinking about how you can get lost in thoughts of human words that have definitions to them attached to them. Or like someone like me, like a musician that just has random melodies and songs in my head that don't even exist yet. So it's like, I can be thinking of a song or a melody that doesn't even exist, and I could be stuck in that for a minute or two, right? So then for that minute or two, there was no human language. There was only melodies and like, I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. It's that the human mind has more capabilities than just thinking words. Like, we created language, and language is like a technology that we created, but then that technology took us over, and then that language took us over, which is where the whole idea of spells comes from. Like, that you're under a spell. That idea comes from that you're under a manipulation of words, these words that have definitions, and those definitions then trapped you inside of their definitions. So now you're trapped under the spell of definitions of words that you now think are reality, right? So, like, it's the whole idea of thoughts create reality. So, like, it's just as I was spending time alone, I started thinking about all this shit. About how, like, you can't brainwash someone that can trump out words and definitions and just be a human without words or definitions. Like, I don't know how to explain it. People get trapped by words. They get put under spells and whatever. And the way to, like, truly empower your mind is learning how to be your soul maneuvering through the mind. Because, like, I understand I'm the soul in the body, but I also understand the brain. The human brain is part of this machine that I'm inside of that I can maneuver through. Learning human language and learning music and learning this and learning that and learning meditation and learning how to sound like I've learned all these different things, and it's like you start to apply them together and it becomes this whole thing of like, oh, I can have a moment where I'm not saying anything in my head. Oh, I could spend 5 minutes just oming in my head. Like that's another way it started. Like, the whole meditation. do that in your mind as if you're speaking in your mind. And it's like you can start to, and if you can do it long enough, it builds up this mental discipline, this mental strength. And it's like, it's almost like a mantra, but replacing the words with the om. But instead of actually oming with the body, you just om with the mind, which then it gives the mind time without words, without human words. Because people get trapped, and it's like all you need is that second to be like, oh, yeah, I was just trapped in a thought loop. Oh, okay, maybe I should. And if you need to om in real life, om in real life, because I still do oming meditations, because I think the vibration is great for the body in general. But I don't know. I guess learning the mind is something that humans don't fully understand. Like, we don't understand how the mind works or any of these mental practices, but I do know that these things work because I feel like it's helped me be a lot more peaceful, being able to have a better grip on my mind, right? And just a better grip on my mind allows me to have a better grip on how I feel, right? Like, so yeah, I don't know. Because people get caught up in their feelings because they're overthinking, which is causing them anxiety, and it's like, just learn, like, I know it's not that simple to just learn how to control the mind, but it's possible. It just takes work. Just like getting in shape. If somebody has the ability to get in shape, they have the ability to put their mind in shape. It's just different practices, different things that they got to catch. Instead of catching what you eat on your diet, you got to catch what you eat on your mental diet, what you're thinking about, what you're doing, what you're, like, just this whole different thing. But yeah.